like a minute for people to even see it.
I noticed since hi Facebook, and I'm assuming in about 20 seconds Twitch too.
Oh, is Twitch get the delay? There's a more delayed.
Yeah, the startup I've noticed is slightly more delayed on Twitch. Hi, Twitch. Welcome to Grawlix Nights. It's the Grawlix Podcast live show.
Hey, there we are. We're already getting some comments.
Better late than never, Paul says. Paul, we're right on time. We're always late, which means this is accurate. This is when we're supposed to go live. What's up, Andrew?
Andrew just got done with his live cast.
Did he?
Yeah. I came in for I came in and he was like, well, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. I show up just in time.
I guess part of why we were a little late is because me and Jesse were chatting a little bit before we went on about life things and COVID and all that. You're not wizards. We're not wizards.
That you know of. We have beautiful wizardly locks.
That's true.
We're growing. We've got baby wizard beards.
Right?
Because when wizards are babies, they have short beards.
What's going on, Savannah? But yeah, we were talking about whatever COVID, and one thing that I've been streaming in one way or another every day for the last almost close to 30 days.
Oh yeah.
I kind of am enjoying the live stream boost that we're getting from everybody during all this. That's one element that I don't know. I kind of like it.
Now, I noticed that you've been doing it a little bit earlier in the day, the last couple of days. Like I've been trying out like the 3 o'clock time slot or so. Do you notice that there's more interaction at that time?
I found one new person, not necessarily, but it's hard to say because like the first week I was doing it in the evenings, I think I picked up 1 or 2 Twitch followers. Mm-hmm. Hi Twitch once again. But I was like, and then Paul and Melanie commonly tune in. Paul every time. During the day, like the first day, I think I had Paul for most of it, maybe Melanie for the end, and then yesterday was some random guy. So like, yeah, I don't know. I'm still trying to feel it out. Skyrim is an older game, and like on Twitch, it's like people are gonna look at what game they want to watch. I think before they find a personality they enjoy, and it's an older game. I know it's not the most popular at this point, but I figured mainly I'd try an earlier time to see if there'd be more eyes at that point. I'll try it for a little while longer before deciding if I want to switch back to evenings. The evenings kind of work better for me because that's more when I would actually game on my own, I think.
Right. Probably feels a little more authentic. Yeah.
Right. But we'll see. Savannah asks when both.
Heck yeah. I'm halfway. I'm getting there. Like I got the salt in the paprika. It's happening.
When your hair goes white, will you keep your hair and beards long?
Yeah. I'll just be proud to still have hair.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go white or gray. I'm going ultra blonde.
Blonde.
So long as
I like that
doesn't keep receding, yeah, I'm going to keep it long. It's the long with the bald spots. That's when it doesn't.
Yeah, at that point I'll have to go short, I guess. Right. I don't know. Or shave it. I don't want to shave my head though, like because like I'm a freckly dude and I have like a lot of moles and I know I've got like moles under here. And so like, that's another reason that I don't like having my hair super short.
You just get hair tattoo.
There you go. Yeah.
I don't think that would cover up moles.
Yeah, probably not. You're not. I don't think you're supposed to tattoo over moles anyways. I don't know. What do I know about moles?
Are you a moleologist?
No.
Oh, I should real quick do my little pimpage thing. So I have a few news items. One I'm super excited about just because it's so ridiculous. And also kind of mind-blowing. I'm not sure where Melanie's at. She is MIA. She's doing Melanie things. But I did watch a couple things with Melanie, which is why I mentioned her. I was hoping she'd be here to comment. But I watched a couple things so we could talk about that. and then whatever Jesse also wants to talk about. Real quick, I'm just going to share. I'm going to do my little early stream sharing stuff real quick.
Sure. I realized as you were talking that I hadn't done it either. So one thing that I know that I can talk about, since like the last time that we talked, we had talked about this a little bit off mic, like after the fact. I had something waiting for me at the post office, and I was like,
Yes.
"What is this? What is this thing that I have waiting for me at the post office?" And I was just like, it was just freaking me out because it's like, everything that I've got coming should be paid for. So I was like getting mad because they need like like $2 or something.
It's so weird that they would deliver it that far and then be like, "Hey, recipient of this, you're short. Come pay for this."
Yeah, you're short $2 or something like that. Like literally like a stamp or something would cover it. But yeah. It seems like a thing that usually they'd be like, nope. Not enough postage, so we're not going to ship it at all, right? Like, you're like, you're missing some postage on that. But I guess like the carriers probably don't know that, so the carriers probably just pick it up. It gets to the post office, and they have 2 options. So
it sure would be a shame if something happened to this package.
That's right, especially since they need money and whatnot right now. Like the post office is in kind of odd sorts, but like we talked about this particular thing, so it's relevant to the show. We had Pete Mitchell on to talk about his Kickstarter. Boy, I don't even know how time works anymore, but it feels like it's been a while.
You're not the only one.
Are we getting to the like the 2-year threshold where we need to invite him back on? Like we wait like 2 to 5 years in between episodes with him. Maybe not 5. That's a lot.
I think it was early last year we had him on. So
okay.
Right, actually.
And so, anyways, I got the Grawlix slapper as part of his Kickstarter for the 100 silly superheroes, and I was like, yeah, I want a Pete Mitchell watercolor painting of a superhero, and so the Grawlix slapper came to me in the mail. And we were all worried it was going to be anthrax or some kind of sting operation. And
right, I was like, "You're about to get arrested." That's what.
yeah. This is a trap. This is a trap, Kiefer. And we're like, for a matter of $3, they lured me in with you owe us $3. It's actually a sting operation. You did it. You caught the Kiefer. So yeah. So I've got a Pete Mitchell original with a whole bunch of swear words that are Grawlixed that you can't see that they're swear words.
I gotta look. Hold on. Did you show? Oh no. Okay, you're just talking about it.
Oh, I did show it. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was in another tab for a moment.
There it is.
I love it. That's great,
isn't it? It's so good.
I mean, I love especially it's the word balloons that he's actually like holding as a physical thing that he's gonna
slap them right on you. Yeah, and they're like all over the floor. Like it's like maybe the Grawlix slapper is not good at it. Like, or this is just like his practice field. Like he's got that many just at the ready, just like, oh, this is the one that I do for this kind of swear word.
Sorry, 1 second.
So yeah, that's one of the main things that's happened since last time.
All right. I'll say, you know what? I'll call it good. We're adequately pimped. Let's see.
Even the Grawlix slapper needs to take a break once in a while.
Is that right? Is that happening next week, Paul? Paul says, tune in next week when myself and Savannah premiere previously on the Grawlix podcast to hear my full reaction to your title news story.
So he's going to do exactly what Matty D always threatened to do, which was like, or I guess he didn't even threaten to do it. He just yelled at his podcast.
right.
He's like, I yell at you guys all the time. You just can't hear it. And so that's going to be the thing, is like they're just going to record them yelling at us.
All right. Okay, first, because hey Jesse.
Yeah.
You've been watching anything? You watched anything last week or so?
Really garbage television. Yeah, really,
Wow.
really, really weird stuff that I'm not entirely proud of. but I'll claim it. I'll claim it. I've been watching. Was it Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist? It's like it's like if Eli Stone, which was again another like NBC or something property. It's like if Eli Stone and Glee had a baby, it would be this show. That's what we've been watching.
Is it good?
I mean, it's entertaining. It's absolutely entertaining. So basically what happens is that she's in an MRI machine during an earthquake, and like the playlist gets all messed up, and then after she gets out of it, she can hear people's thoughts as song. So like they just kind of randomly burst into song, and each song means something. Yep. Yeah.
I love that picture. That's ridiculous.
It is. It's ridiculous. It's kind of like the Buffy episode where everybody's in a musical, except only Zoe can hear it.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So yeah. So it's an interesting concept. It's super duper cheesy, over the top, but
Sure.
It's entertaining. It is fun.
Paul says he's been watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yes, that like the whole series dropped on Netflix. I know a lot of people have been excited about that. Melanie loves that show.
I've heard nothing but good things about it, and so that makes it accessible. I like that.
I mean, I haven't watched the whole series. It is pretty cool. Like for a kids animated show, it's really well done, especially if you like I mean, it's definitely got an Eastern flair. If you like kung fu type things, it's got that feel. But of course, also kind of like fantasy. Savannah says, I made Melanie watch What We Do in the Shadows the other night. Interesting. I didn't
think about that too.
I'll have to ask Melanie about it. I know
that's on Hulu. Is that what somebody said?
I think so.
Oh, we did start Westworld.
Oh, did you?
I think we're about 3 or 4 episodes in, maybe.
Now, had you watched it previously?
Westworld?
Yeah.
We were and not since last time. Like we hadn't started it. We had just gotten, so that's all new. Yeah.
Okay. You started season 3.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Savannah says yes, Hulu. For What We Do in the Shadows. Okay, I'll have to check that out. So I'm excited. Maybe I hyped the season up too much, but I loved it. Westworld. I mean, it was okay. Okay, so I think last week Melanie and I had said we had watched the first episode of Watchmen.
Oh yeah,
we watched the whole season.
Oh, and you guys just dove in then.
We blew through it. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. It's not the most amazing thing, but man, I thought it was pretty good. Like it felt in a lot of respects, it felt appropriate for Watchmen. And then there's just a lot of stuff that really surprises me, like very surprising angle that the show takes. Like there's like race is a huge part of the show.
Sure.
And I mean, I feel like that came into play in the graphic novel a bit, but like
it made news. I mean, like there were people that got, there were some people that got actually mad about it because they thought it was virtue signaling or whatever, social justice warrior, whatever.
Sure.
But then it was like, no, guys, this actually happened. We're referencing actual human events.
That's insane. Yeah, that's insane.
That's really the only thing I know about it, but I know that must have happened pretty early on where they started referencing some things and people were like, this isn't real, throwing your agenda on it. No, that was history. That happened.
Like the opening scene of the show, of the whole series. Yeah, they referenced it early on. Really good. Dr. Manhattan's a weird character. Me and Melanie kind of
always it has been, yeah.
He's not very bright. I could say that. Okay. And Melanie and I, I'm glad she's not here because I would not want to attempt getting into the conversation again. We got into an argument about Dr. Manhattan.
I love that this is real life.
That's part of it, I was like, why is this suddenly real? Why are we
having an actual argument?
I had to yell, why are we fighting about Watchmen?
Right.
But but we both liked it. We both liked the show quite a bit. And the season, it's very contained. I won't give spoilers, but it definitely ends in a way that I wish there was another season, but it's most likely just that's it. I don't think there will be another season.
Wow.
And I was curious about it, but the showrunner said he probably won't do another season because he has no other ideas. So okay, that's fair.
Right. Well, and good for him for being honest about it, you know.
And one thing that really surprises me, because like I said, we watched the first episode and I was like, it kind of tangentially touches on the actual watch. No, like it's all about like the actual Watchmen characters, or they're all up in it. And that's one thing that surprised me as we watched further. I was like, oh, that's what's his name. Oh, that's what's his name. I was like, that's almost the whole like OG Watchmen crew right there. Okay, interesting. So yeah, it was good. I would recommend it.
Okay. I think that's one of them that I was planning on watching, but we're doing Westworld first, so.
That's both. Yeah, HBO. All right, you guys are doing all right. Speaking of, this isn't in our news items, but I think the 27th, HBO Max.
Oh yeah,
it's the 27th.
That's coming up,
and they're gonna have some surprising things. I noticed Doom Patrol season 1 and season 2, which as far as I know hasn't been released yet, is going to be available on the 27th. So I'm excited about that. I might actually purchase HBO Max.
Oh, hey.
I might give it a try. They've just got...
yeah, I don't want to jump ahead in the news, but like there's at least one thing where it's like, God, that's too enticing to pass up.
Right. Paul asked, you mean the Watchmen was actually about the Watchmen? You know, I mean, yeah.
And who watches them? Randy.
I do. And Melanie. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like for some reason, I went into it thinking we're not going to actually see any of the original OG Watchmen characters, or at least like in any like meaningful long on-screen presence way. It's going to be like the effects of in the world after
like the aftermath. Yeah.
And no, that's not the case. So that's what I was surprised about. I don't know where I got that idea. I think I was just assuming. I was like, well, they're not going to actually touch the Watchmen. They're just going to do this other spin-off thing. No, it's a straight up sequel, man. And then the other thing Melanie and I watched was Hereditary. We finally watched that. It's a horror movie, came out in 2018. Super well reviewed.
I remember the trailer for it. Yeah.
Right. Super well reviewed. I had been meaning to watch it. Always heard that like this is one of the few cases I'm kind of proud of the internet, because there's definitely things that can be spoiled, and all I knew about the movie was it takes a turn and we're not going to spoil it. And that's like how everybody handled it. Like,
wow.
So like 2018 till now, it still hadn't been spoiled for me. And anything that I thought was a spoiler, I don't know where I picked it up. I was wrong, which seems to be a recurring theme. But anything I thought was a spoiler, I was wrong about. And it takes a turn. And it's like, oh, okay. So yeah, it's really good. It's got teeth. It's a bothersome movie.
Oh yeah,
it's a bothersome movie.
So I should definitely watch it during quarantine.
Definitely during quarantine, especially if you're feeling like you're missing your family. Yeah, watch Hereditary. Oh, and it's a downer. It's a downer. Like, it's a good horror movie, and I won't spoil it. But I mean, it's not even just the twist that's the downer. I was expecting like, oh, it's some horrible twist at the end. No, it's just the movie, things that happen early, even in the movie. It's like,
this is the one with like the old lady and then the little girl. And is that the one I'm thinking of?
Maybe
like the little girl is going to exhibit something, or I don't know.
I'll pull up just like a picture or something.
I remember seeing the trailer and going, "Oh, this looks creepy."
Okay, are these safe images? Well, I'll pull up the poster here. Okay, most of these... Okay, these images are not spoilery. But yeah, it's got this little girl's got this like creepy thing going on.
Yeah.
And this lady, that's a good explanation. Yeah. Hey, audio listeners, what's going on?
Well, she does look crazy.
Acting was solid. Like, this lady is great. Big. It's big acting, but it's appropriately big. Paul, what? Are you just randomly going to pimp your show now? Is this relevant?
He's sniping our listeners.
Bullspit has some good pick-me-ups. That's verging into that's shady spam territory there.
He's right.
He's not wrong, but come on.
He's right. He has some good pick-me-ups.
He just says yes.
At least he knows.
She was the mom in Fright Night, the remake or whatever with what's his name. That was actually okay for a remake. Watch the 80s Fright Night, man. That's a classic.
Well, I mean, it had Tenet in it, so
the remake, yeah, sure, and a sleazy Tenet, and the sleazy Tenet's always a good Tenet, but still.
I would say, yeah. Oh, well, you don't have Amazon. I was to say, if you want good sleazy Tenet, you just go with Good Omens.
Oh yeah, I might have access to Amazon right now, so I'll check it out. Yeah,
it's one for sure that's worth checking out. Also, The Boys. What I've seen of The Boys is really good.
Not everybody's gonna do it. Have you checked out Andrew's Clay Creations and more YouTube?
All right, guys, get it out of your system.
No, I will have to check that. I think our watch numbers just went down one. I'll have to check that out because so we finished Watchmen and we started his Dark Materials on HBO.
Oh yeah.
And we got one episode in, and it didn't hook me hardcore, but it's interesting. But we're kind of in a like, no, it was great, Andrew. Don't worry about it. In a like, what to watch next? I'll have to remember that when Melanie's over. And okay, and Savannah says I told Melanie to watch The Boys. That's another one.
I haven't gotten all the way through the first season, but like as far as I've gotten, like it's good. It's good stuff. Man, it's like the Watchmen in that obviously they are not role models to be
right.
But it's not the Watchmen. It's like it's almost like it's set in our world. And so like the superheroes are just like creepy corporate and yeah. All about spin and all sorts of stuff.
Let's see. Okay, so at least the show I pimp can be found with other great shows on electronicmediacollective.com.
Nice save.
Electronicmedia.com. I don't know what's there. Nobody can get the address right.
No one can.
It's such a poor decision to call the network that because nobody could get it right. That's all right. Electronicmediacollective.com. Go there. All right.
We're fueling you with some salt.
Oh, we dropped way down. We dropped way down in listeners. Yeah, well. God, how do I need to put a sticky over that. I don't need to see that. All right, let's react to the news.
All right.
Okay, well, let's just do the big one.
Okay. Yeah, we better go to that one because we're kind of talking about it anyways. Streaming platforms and whatnot.
Grawlix is on YouTube, Paul. I don't know that he said it that way, but that's the way I'm going to read it. Grawlix is on YouTube, Paul. Grawlix is on YouTube.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a ton of stuff there. Probably too much. I think I've uploaded like 40 something hours of content on the YouTube channel in the last week and a half, 2 weeks.
Well, you're getting caught up on like GCU stuff.
Yeah.
I
if
get the notifications. So yeah,
if
they're
you-
going up.
Well, you get a notification every day then, huh?
Yeah.
If you missed Grawlix Cinematic Universe Season 4, every Wednesday, I'm catching up on YouTube, so it's posting an episode on YouTube every Wednesday.
And you too can get a notification every day. You just got to ring the little bell icon.
That's right. That's right, Facebook and Twitch. Go to YouTube.
Or whatever. You just give us the thumbs up or whatever weird robot emoji that Twitch has today.
To be honest, it probably would have made way more sense if we started these video streams on YouTube, like months ago when we started doing this.
Yeah, probably.
Screw YouTube, though. They make me so angry sometimes. So we're here.
Oh, Andrew's blowing us up with the thumbs ups. Thank you, Andrew.
Oh, thanks. That is a downside. I don't get to see those on here.
And if you are going to YouTube, you should check out Andrew's Clay Creations and more.
Right.
Because he's been doing crazy amounts of like live streams and he's just got awesome content.
No, it's fresher. It's more creative.
How's that pick me up, Paul?
It's fresher. It's more creative. It's more wholesome. Go there. Screw tube. No, don't go there. I think that's something else. I can't confirm it, but
something else.
Okay, so here's the so we've been covering the Snyder Cut. It kind of almost become a recurring joke to me because we never covered it seriously before because we're like, well, that's not going to happen. And then it's like it's been years and there's still news stories almost every other week about this. So it became a joke. Like, well, what's up with the Snyder Cut? Oh. Zack Snyder will.
I cannot believe it.
My mind was blown. Zack Snyder will release the Snyder Cut of Justice League on HBO Max. Confirmed. Truth. It's happening.
It's real.
What? My mind was blown when I seen this.
Like immediately. I didn't even have to think about what GIF I was going to use. I immediately went to the M&Ms with Santa Claus. It does exist. They do exist.
Right.
I was like, are you kidding me? I thought this was all a joke at this point.
Well, apparently it mostly exists. First off, this is such a weird. I can't believe it. It's kind of smart. It's a smart decision at this point. Like, there's so much hype built up for this.
For sure.
Otherwise,
exclusive,
Oh man. All right. This is according to Variety.com, and I want to read the first sentence because I like how they put it. The mythical, unreleased version of the 2017 superhero film Justice League will finally see the light of day on Warner Media's HBO Max in 2021. The mythical. Yes.
It's like a Pokemon now.
That's amazing. Okay, so from what I recall reading yesterday when this article came out, so it sounds like the Snyder Cut is mostly done because I believe
you couldn't have finished it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have needed another director to finish it.
Right? Get off of there, Jason Momoa. You're a beautiful hobo-looking man, but right there, he does. He looks like I don't know. He looks very gruff. Hobo, just to clarify. I'm pretty sure I pronounced it well the first time, but just in case.
Right.
But what I recall reading, and maybe it's not in this article, maybe it's in another one. It will be HollywoodReporter.com says they quote Zack Snyder as saying, quote, it will be an entirely new thing. Zack Snyder's $20 million plus Justice League cut plans revealed. So basically, they're going to release the unreleased Snyder cut, but HBO or Warner Brothers or whoever still has to put $20 million into it to actually finish it. Oh, so God. I think it's almost more mind blowing that they're like, okay, $20 million, fine. We'll finish it. Like,
it's because they've got a CGI Ben Affleck because he's not coming back.
Oh, no doubt, right? Oh, okay. Ooh, yeah, Paul, I want to get to that, but hold on. So, possibly a 4-hour director's cut or in 6 TV style chapters. So, or a miniseries.
Right.
But basically, it sounds like they're going to get some of the original post-production crew back together to score, cut, and finish visual effects. I don't know if they're doing additional filming.
So, like, they're going to fix Cavill's lip?
Well, ideally, they won't need to. I'm assuming if he was off to another movie, grew out the mustache, and was filming another movie, I'm guessing they had all the footage of him they needed.
Right.
It's for the reshoots that they had to do the lip.
That's right. So that was a Joss Whedon thing.
Yeah, right. Isn't that half the budget of Joker? Andrew asks.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
There wasn't like a whole lot of any special. I mean, there were obviously special effects, but
I think one of these said the movie, the Justice League movie is reported to have cost $300 million to make. So I guess what's another 20 million on a movie that released like 3 years ago?
right.
But I don't know. It's such a weird idea that they would. It's just a weird. It's strange to me that they would actually do it, but man, it makes sense. It's not like the fan base isn't there.
Right.
It's loyal. Those news
Honestly,
stories wouldn't die.
like, it's interesting, and if this wasn't like coronavirus and we don't know when the theaters are going to reopen, I'm surprised they wouldn't just bring it to the theaters. But barring that, this is actually kind of genius.
Okay, well, it's they're looking at 2021. So potentially theaters will be back open. Things will be kind of back to normal, maybe. Maybe. But if it's worth it to Warner Brothers to invest $20 million in this as a push for their streaming service, I could see that.
And they've already like put down some serious money for properties like Doctor Who, like Friends, like all these different things. It's now exclusive to HBO Max.
Andrew says, "What a waste of money."
I mean, yeah.
I'm not gonna. Okay, so here's the.
I mean, time will tell on that, I guess.
Right.
But it does seem excessive. It does seem like strange.
Here's the thing. Paul's comment. But what if it sucks worse than the one in theaters? I fully expected this movie to suck.
Right.
And I'm not saying that the one in the theaters didn't suck. It was, I think I recall being like, it was okay. It was kind of forgettable.
Right.
For me, that's another aspect to the story that I'm way more excited than I should be. Just last week I was ranting about how I didn't care for Zack Snyder movies. He ruined the DC extended universe. Like, he's not a filmmaker I'm particularly fond of, but it's that thing of like, but what was this supposed to be? Like, I seen the one that they cobbled together and pushed out in the theaters, and it was okay, but it was kind of a mess. But what about all the, and maybe it's just the like completionist aspect of like, what about all those threads they set up in Batman v Superman? Like, it still bugs me that they set up all this stuff with the Flash appearing from the future to Bruce, just all this stuff that's just never gonna pay off. Right.
And here's a fun fact that you guys probably already know about me. I want this to suck. I want this to suck so bad, so that everybody that was just like, but the Snyder Cut, we've heard this for years now, how good the Snyder Cut's supposed to be.
Spoilers.
It's gonna suck.
It's gonna be bad. So without getting political. I'll rephrase. We'll call them Snyder supporters, but I feel like the hardcore Snyder Cut fans that have been pushing for this, even if it sucks, even if it's horrible and corrupt, I mean, it's just not a good movie.
Don't understand DC movies.
They will just never admit it. They'll never admit it. Maybe they won't even admit it to themselves.
Right.
Our episode, if this comes out and it's awful, our podcast episode after that is going to be that much better, though. I'll tell you that.
We called it.
I'm intrigued. Like, I can't think of.
Don't get me wrong. I'll watch it. I paid to watch Suicide Squad. I bought that movie. It's awful. I will never watch it again. And I paid money for it. So, I mean, I will put myself through that for all of you because I love you and I hate movies and myself.
Well, and that's another thing. Like, okay, so Andrew said, right, Jesse, I'm not trying to blow past what you're saying. Yeah. Andrew said it should have been an epic movie. Those characters have so much history, and it was sad that was the treatment they got.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like the Justice League we got felt like it was okay, but it was listen, the villain. It was not good. The more I think about it, that movie was not good, and it's not just the Zack Snyder elements of it; it's the Joss Whedon elements. And I don't totally like whatever. It's got to be a mess coming into that train wreck last minute to refilm a bunch of stuff. But like, it was kind of forgettable, and at the very least, like the Zack Snyder thing,
it could have been Batman Superman 2 for all I cared.
It was really memorable. It'd be memorable. It'd be a cohesive vision, I guess, at least. And I like Joss Whedon stuff. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not bagging on Joss Whedon. I'm sure that was not a pleasant working experience. Maybe it was. I don't know. But it was made by suits, not fans. I mean, yeah, I don't want anything made by suits. I mean, I feel like Zack Snyder's a fan, but I still dog on Zack Snyder because he's too locked into his certain fan vision of the whole thing.
Right.
And it's just not necessarily the most ideal for me. But yeah, I mean, at least it's the whole thing. Like, the theatrical Justice League, it was obvious that they were course correcting or trying to, and it really cut short a lot of the stuff with the characters that the previous two movies had set up. So it's like,
yeah, it didn't feel like a sequel at all. So
yeah.
Other than it was directly a sequel and brought back Superman.
I want to see future Apocalypse Batman in his ridiculous trench coat.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I want to see that made good. Or maybe if that was just kind of a dream vision and it wasn't actually come to pass. Like, I wonder how much of this was supposed to get into Darkseid, or was Darkseid not actually even going to be in this? Because I know originally it was Batman v Superman, Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Snyder, I believe Snyder, the original plan was Justice League Part 1, Justice League Part 2. And I think Batman v Superman did well enough, but like got enough backlash that they're like, whoa. Let's just, nope. Let's reel it back on the Snyder vision and condense that into one movie. So even the Snyder cut of that one movie, even though it's like 4 hours long, I wonder how much of the original plot line it actually gets into that was set up in Batman v Superman.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and that'll be interesting if they do it like a TV series style, because I feel like even Batman versus Superman, that should have been cut up into pieces a little bit just to make it a little bit easier to watch, because like I said in the past, the extended cut is better.
Yeah.
This might be better at long form, and we should, like, I don't know, have editors to kind of work with what he's good at.
Just do series.
Yeah.
Just do series. pour a bunch of well, they won't, but pour a bunch. If you're gonna do big superhero stuff, pour a bunch of stuff into a series, make it great.
Right.
But that's not as lucrative. Like,
right. Well, I mean, it is now. I mean, it might be more lucrative than film.
That's true.
For the foreseeable future.
Okay, well, we don't have to go on about this too long. I am every aspect of it is fascinating to me, though. Yeah, and then it'll probably come out, and we'll be like, oh, well, okay.
Yep.
But
I'm ready to be so right.
Just the idea that it's obviously worth it to Warner Brothers, or at least in theory, worth it to Warner Brothers to let's just funnel another 20 million into this property. And I'm assuming they obviously
given up on. That's the most interesting thing about this. It's like they have given up on this. They are ready to just like pitch the extended universe outside of like Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman.
I kind of feel like they have. Like, they're like, oh, we got Wonder Woman out of it. That's good. We got Aquaman out of it. That was well received. And then I feel like they were just like, okay, well, we'll just follow those threads a little bit. But, well, I mean, we were still reporting that the Flash movie is happening. So
that's true. Yeah.
It hasn't been totally abandoned, but it feels like they were like, well, let's just embrace these kind of one-offs or little pocket series, like the Suicide Squad and Harley Quinn thing. Like,
Harley Quinn was a good course correct for that.
Right. And I feel like I'm still intrigued with the Suicide Squad because of James Gunn. Like, they got interesting, like he fits the tone that they were probably trying to, hoping to go for with that.
Right.
But I was excited to talk about that one. What are you guys excited for this? I feel like they've already chimed in.
Right.
All right. Here's something. Well, you know what? Let's keep the WB Superman or Batman tie going. I don't know much about this one because I still never watched the series, but Variety.com has an article. Paul shared this with me, by the way. Shout out. Why Batwoman star Ruby Rose left the CW series.
So I haven't read any of that, but I did see the news that she left, and she was pivotal in the whole Crisis on Infinite Earths storyline. So it's interesting that
wasn't she the lead? She's the lead. She's Batwoman.
Yeah, she's the Batwoman.
No, it's not good when your Batwoman leaves. No. What are you gonna do?
You're gonna have to recast the lead.
That makes it hard. Okay, well, I mean, shows like Legends of Tomorrow or something like that, they benefit, like it's kind of an ensemble. Some series and some characters you can get away with it because you're like, well, if you really need that character, it's just a costume. Just throw another character in there.
Well, they've had like 3 Black Canaries.
Right, exactly.
So,
but if it's your lead, and sure, you could throw any character in a Batwoman costume. But like, if your show's based on like, this is your character, this is who this is, it's this lady, and then like, what do you do? Do you recast and just like
pretend that it's the same person, or
she's the same, or do you try to like do a character?
So what is it, Aunt Viv on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Yeah, I'm going way back.
Right.
Nothing's changed. Nothing to see here, folks. It's just good old hijinks at the Banks family estate.
They ought to do a buddy film with Flash and Cyborg.
Oh God. Yeah, we get the live action Teen Titans.
And they're all depressed. I guess that would still be appropriate. So basically, according to multiple sources, says Variety, Rose was unhappy with the long hours required of her as the series lead, which led to friction on the set. It was thus decided by her and the network and studio, Warner Brothers Television, that they would part ways. It doesn't sound good for her.
No, that sounds like a Chris Eccleston Doctor Who type of thing, where working conditions created a toxic environment that they just ultimately couldn't work out.
Right. Hmm. Okay, well, Emo Teen Titans. Well, I mean, I guess watch Titans on DC Universe. Or
Oh yeah, I guess so.
I mean, that is pretty much Emo Teen Titans. That season still surprised me. It wasn't bad, man. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It wasn't Doom Patrol. Listen, it wasn't Doom Patrol. Very few things are.
Right.
Man, I love that Doom Patrol. I
mean, I know. I like you. Yeah.
It could go like.
I feel like you got that service for Swamp Thing, and kept it for Doom Patrol.
Yeah, I still haven't finished that season of Swamp Thing.
Well, you don't have to. Swamp Thing. It's coming to CW.
Oh, we didn't even cover that story.
Oh, that's right.
What does that mean? How? Because the Swamp Thing, and I appreciated it, but I also feel like it the way they did it meant that the showrunners didn't really understand Swamp Thing. But like the Swamp Thing series was gory, rated R horror movie territory. Like, dude, Swampy pulled a man apart, just ripped him apart, and which is that's not necessarily what Swamp Thing's about. But I appreciated that they were like, yeah, well, we're just no holds barred. We're just gonna do.
Right.
They're not gonna do that on CW.
No, no, God, no.
What kind of budget CW got?
Good point. And then they're gonna have like Constantine, but it'll be a different Constantine, I imagine.
Emo Teen. Billy says Emo Teen Titans was pretty cool. Took some risks. I didn't think any of us expected. The thing, like, it looked like Teen Titans. I think or Titans surprised me because it looked like a TV budget version of Suicide Squad. It just didn't look very good, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's the F Batman trailer,"
Oh, sure, yeah.
And it's better than that. It's pretty decent. Oh, Billy says they're just showing season 1 of Swamp Thing at this point. Nothing else. Okay.
So they're gonna have to edit it then.
Hey, Pav Mad. I'm sorry about the name. I can't say it, but hey, thanks. I appreciate that.
Are those David Arquettes? Did we just get 3 David Arquettes from Twitch? I don't understand Twitch at all. I'm excited about it though. Thank you for all of the David Arquettes.
There it goes. We're gonna start losing Twitch followers. No, the Twitch emotes are very strange, and I feel like I am too old to know who these people are.
That is because it's so super duper tiny, but it looks like a David Arquette on my screen.
What were we talking about?
Before I don't know. I saw David Arquette and
Swampy.
My brain just went crazy.
WB took a chance, and I still didn't expect it to succeed, but I also didn't expect it to basically just transfer over to the HBO Max, the WB streaming service. But they took a chance on those shows, and they definitely invested some money on Titans, Swamp Thing. Like Swamp Thing looked great. The show looked really good. The writing could have been better.
They got Alan Tudyk for Doom Patrol. I mean, they got names. Was Brendan Fraser was in Doom Patrol.
He's a robot man. Is it the weird Nick Cage emojis? No, I don't think it is.
It would be more crazy if it were Nick Cage.
I wish. I just want.
His eyes would be bigger.
Listen, I don't know. I haven't. Twitch. We need more followers. I need to figure out how to do custom emotes and we're Nick Cage everything. Can we do that? Is that a thing that could happen?
I don't know.
You know what? I can make emojis for our Discord server. Watch out. Nick Cage is coming. All right. CW, man. God, I got to catch up on those shows. I'm years behind on those shows.
I'm pretty far behind too. After Crisis, and Crisis was good. I really fell off. So I tried to keep up with Flash, but even Flash, I'm really far behind on.
Oh, Billy has a good point. I believe they're making TV edits. They're going to be running out of new content, so it's already made, cheap to show it on TV now.
Oh,
that
smart.
makes sense.
Yeah.
TV show, yeah, they're going to run out of shows because they can't film anything right now. There's definitely, regardless of when industries can open back up, industries like the film industry and stuff like that, there's going to be a gap at some point. I mean, I from what I haven't watched network TV in years, but from what I understand is like they're showing just like older movies on prime time now because there's just no new shows to show.
It's like being an 80s kid all over again.
Right? Those would be some cagey emojis.
Yep, sure would.
Stargirl will air on CW the day after it airs. Interesting. Oh, that also makes sense. Also part of why they're going to finally let Snyder finish his cut. That's, you know what? They're like, what movies do we have filmed? We could just, the effects guys they can remote this in, right?
Right.
Interesting. That's a good point.
You could have CGI James Dean, and you can surely do Batfleck, because he's never coming back. He's never coming back to that part.
I like that. Now CGI James Dean is just our stand-in for everyone now.
Yeah, pretty much.
New Batwoman, CGI James Dean.
Yeah,
but like TV budget CGI, so it's gonna be a little less convincing.
Oh my god, it's a Batwoman without a cause.
I mean, the LGBTQ plus community is going to be kind of upset with that casting announcement.
Yeah,
I can't blame them.
No, they're right, but
they're right to be upset.
yeah. I mean, come on,
everyone's right to be upset.
Yeah.
I wonder, dude. Do you think we'll see more of that though? More CGI actors? If eventually they're just like, we have to make some movies.
Well, if you're gonna go back and like finish movies that are already like not finished, I don't know how you do it, because how do you get some of those actors to come back without like Ben Affleck can command quite a bit of money.
Oh,
so
yeah.
$20 million is not going to be enough to get Ben Affleck to come back and finish up a few spots because you needed to add some scenes.
Like early Star Wars hologram CGI. Listen, the CW, they once in a while they will impress me with their CGI. But if you notice, like watching the Flash, first several seasons of the Flash specifically, usually once per season there's a super impressive effect. But that means every other effect through the rest of the season is going to suffer because that's where they put their money. So they'll have like one really convincing scene with a CGI character, and then the rest will be like, you'll just see the back of their head.
King Shark. You get to see King Shark maybe once a season or something. Like
exactly.
Gorilla Grodd shows up for one episode. It's the Grodd episode.
Yep, exactly. King Shark looks great. Most of the Flash CGI looks very poor. The Flash specifically, and this is something like I hadn't even thought about, but back when I used to listen to a bunch of Kevin Smith podcasts, and he got a chance to like work on the show a bunch, he would talk about basically like how it worked is they'd have a budget for the whole season. So then they could allot more money for certain episodes if they felt they needed to beef up the effects here, or if they had like, a Gorilla Grodd or a King Shark character, they're only going to do it in one episode or maybe like a couple scenes in a couple episodes because that costs more money. Any money they put to that, they have to take away from other episodes where it's just like, well, maybe it's like Invisible Man, easy effect. I don't know. I don't know that they did that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so here's another story. The Batman's Jeffrey Wright, which I did not realize he was going to be in the Batman,
I didn't either.
promises huge evolution for the Caped Crusaders mythos. This is coming from cinemablend.com. And he said, quote, "My take is the way I explain what we're doing is like with any film, we're working together to create a mood, to create an idea, a setting, a tone. This is the next evolution. Well, this is a bold crap right here. This is the next evolution since 1939 when these stories began.
Oh,
really?
wow.
So
Okay.
That's okay. So what you're saying is like, so basically, here's the evolution of Batman. 1939, Detective Comics number 27, Batman. The Batman in 2022, whenever it finally comes out. No other evolution in between.
No. Wow.
That's what's going to be. That is a bold claim.
You got to fight for your right to Batman.
Quote, this is the next evolution of Gotham. So I'm working off the stage director, working off the stage. It's one of those quotes where they insert a bunch of words to clarify what he's talking about. This is the next.
Worse.
What's that?
And it actually makes it worse.
Kind of. So I'm working off the stage director, Matt Reeves, is providing. Whatever. They're trying to do their own thing. They're making the Batman theirs. That's fine. That's fine. I just love that boast of like, it's the next evolution since 1939. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. A mood. He broods. That's the mood. Well, I mean, in certain parts, in certain scenes of Justice League, he does, and others he doesn't so much. He cracks jokes.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. Hey, The Simpsons is to stream in the original aspect ratio on Disney Plus finally. This is a story I ran because it always amused me because I was one of those like hardcore. I'm so glad TVs are widescreen now, but now we have the reverse issue of like old TV shows that weren't filmed in widescreen are either getting cropped or stretched. It's like that's just as bad as pan and scanning a movie. Stop it. And Disney Plus was doing that thing where they basically blew up a bunch. They cropped it a bunch so that it would fit, 16:9 TVs.
So we're chopping off the top of heads and stuff.
Right. Oh, and in some cases that would kill a joke because it's a very visual show and it was framed very specifically.
Right.
And that story, which we ran a couple months ago, stuck with me because I remember watching DVD commentaries of Simpsons episodes years ago where the show creators are like, and if you're watching this on a widescreen TV and you've got it stretched, just turn it off. That's not the way this show was made. And so it always stuck with me that Disney's doing that to them.
That's funny.
And apparently Disney's finally kind of backpedaling. So beginning the 28th, the episodes will be available in their original aspect ratio.
That's good.
That's a story for me. Not really. I don't have Disney Plus. I'm not probably won't watch that, but it needs to be.
But it matters. It
matters.
Yeah. You can watch your movies on your effing phones.
David Lynch would agree.
Right.
I love how, man, we can't play that clip, but I love how upset he is. Oh, just the idea of, you think filmmakers just kind of give up at a certain point? They're just like, whatever, just give me money. I don't care. I don't care if you're going to watch it on your Apple Watch at this point. Sure, we spent $5 million to make sure that wall texture looks perfect, but watch it on a watch. Well, okay. I will watch some Disney Plus, Savannah. You're right, but I don't pay.
You have to watch The Mandalorian.
I want to.
Did I mention that last week that we watched all of The Mandalorian? And it is genius, and you're gonna love it. I mean, it's right up your alley in terms of tone.
I'm excited. I'll have to watch it. What was the other one that I wanted to cover? This one bewilders me. I know this is reported elsewhere, but I'm pulling this from cinemablend.com. Looks like Netflix edited Back to the Future's adult content. Specifically, Back to the Future 2. And because news still does come from Twitter, this was brought up in a tweet. But basically, the Netflix version of Back to the Future 2 has, and it's been so long since I've seen that movie, but there's a scene where like Marty's flipping through, I don't know, some book, and there's like a porno mag cover in there, like Ooh La La. And Netflix has it edited, and it's not even a good edit, but it's like apparently edited for content, and it's real janky. Like it's not a smooth edit. And it's just like, what? Why is Netflix editing movies? Why are they editing their content? And I know in the past they've edited 13 reasons why, but that's a Netflix.
Yeah.
That's a series. That's their stuff. How are you going to censor like what? That's not even like your thing. And this article annoys me a little bit because it's pointed out and it's like, well, why the heck would they do it? But it's also like, but you know, other services are doing it too. Disney Plus, blah blah. Yeah, well, Disney
clunky,
right? I mean, but Disney's Disney, and also they own that stuff.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
but like Disney's Disney, it's there. It's there's a reason. Like you kind of like Disney, you know? Okay, sure. They're gonna add poorly composited. CGI, not even CGI, poorly composited extra hair to Daryl Hannah's butt in Splash, but it's Disney. We get it. They're Disney,
right?
You know, Netflix. No, you don't do that. Like, what? You could just censor classic movies. Like, what is that?
Right. You guys put out like original content that's far edgier than Back to the Future 2 ever will be.
It's Back to the Future 2.
Yeah.
Just catching up real quick. Savannah said Mandalorian is amazing. Confirmed. Paul says, and you have to watch X-Men, the animated series. You mean I'll watch that in the 90s. And Billy says, physical media for life. It never gets changed. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of problems with digital media, and that's one of them. Like, as everything's a streaming service, you don't really own it. Even when you buy a digital copy of something, you don't really own it. You're just you're leasing it. You have the right to access it until the company like goes away or decides, no, we're going to pull this title or whatever. Even if you buy it, they can do that. I still get emails once in a while about whatever company that used to be Vudu or used to own the Vudu library and used to own that library and this library.
Whatever it's called.
Your library is being transferred to this company. It's like, what movies? Like 5 movies I got for free for buying a DVD once? Okay.
Right.
Freaking. I'm trying to think of what the movie is. Just some random, obscure, like early 90s movie or something. But that's just the idea of like.
My digital copy of Pacific Rim has changed hands a number of times.
Pacific Rim, that's newer, but that's a good example. That's a real good example.
Right.
What's that? Maverick, you know, with Mel Gibson, some random obscure.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Something like that. It's like a movie they give away for free on digital. Because they're like, here, have it.
Free with ads, yeah.
And Blu-ray is problematic in that respect too, because well, my Blu-ray player is confused by Paul's comment. My Blu-ray player is junk anyway. It's old. It doesn't work right. But I believe there's Blu-rays that I can't even watch because you have to make sure your Blu-ray player is updated with the latest firmware so that it can register the new DRM and whatever discs. And for whatever reason,
old ones didn't have that, or
right. And for whatever reason, my player like it won't update. It doesn't want to update. It's like, no, that's discontinued. We don't update that player anymore, which means the newer Blu-rays won't play. So Blu-ray is even problematic, even being a physical media, because they still tied it into digital.
And even your televisions, like I've got a Samsung Smart TV, and it's old enough now that there's certain apps that just don't update.
Right.
So unless you have the new Smart TV, then you can have that app. So I have to Chromecast everything from my phone.
So what do you think? What do you think Netflix's deal is here.
I don't know. It's a really weird decision. Not entirely certain what's going on there. But I do think that maybe like ratings probably have changed quite dramatically from when Back to the Future first came out. But I don't know why. Like, you can go get this movie at Walmart in its original version, and it's still rated at that rating. And so as long as you put the rating on there, I don't know why you would adjust the content.
Just update like assign it the TV rating things that they assign most things. Like, update that.
And they must have some kind of right to go ahead and edit content that they license somehow, but I don't know why they would. It seems like an extra step. To what end? I don't know.
And it's really such a minor, like, I watched the comparison. It's such a minor edit, but it's like, why even go to the trouble? Like, You're not really, there's nothing really that objectionable there. It's
right.
The only time I see that, well, that's not true because Disney Plus does edit a bunch of stuff. It happens more and more, but like back in the day, you'd see something like that from different copies. Speaking of physical media, if it was like a rights issue, like with the music or something like that, you might see something changed. Like The Thing, there were certain songs that seemed to be swapped out between like Laserdisc and DVD and VHS and Blu-ray. Each copy had like a different song in a certain section, but just to send, I don't know, whatever. My last bit of news, let's blow through this, is simply Scott Pilgrim vs. the World will return to theaters for its 10th anniversary. Maybe. Right. They're aiming for August.
Well, again, this has got to be the same kind of thing as what Billy mentioned earlier. It's like, well, there aren't new movies being made, so the only answer is to bring other movies back for their anniversaries. What was it? Empire Strikes Back. Its 40th anniversary. So, Disney's going to need to make some movies. So I bet you Empire gets a theatrical release, maybe.
Maybe Ooh La La had issues.
It's a magazine.
Yeah.
Of course it had issues.
Yep. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting.
Was it Ooh La La like an actual? Maybe that's it. Maybe it's a rights thing. Seems like a weird one, though. I think Ooh La La sounds like a fake magazine. It doesn't seem like a real publication.
I'm so hesitant to Google Ooh La La.
No, you probably shouldn't.
Mostly what's coming up is songs. Run the Jewel song that just came out not long ago. That's a good song, by the way. And there's other songs. Apparently, Britney Spears, Ooh La La from Smurfs 2, and The Faces did a song called Ooh La La in 1973. That's what I'm getting. Well, more research than I need to do on a live stream. I think that's the news. Yeah.
Speaking of Run the Jewels, weren't they part of the Wu-Tang Clan?
We're getting another 1-star review because of that, dude.
I don't care.
Okay, so you put together that like compilation, short compilation video. Was that clip that you used? Is that what he's referring to?
I'm pretty sure.
Because you don't even. If you're wrong, you were only half.
I don't even specifically say that they're Wu-Tang.
You didn't say Method Man and Redman were both official Wu-Tang members.
No, I just like cursory, like say Wu-Tang.
Huh.
Yeah. No, I made no claims in that clip. I'm pretty sure that's the clip. Yeah.
I got to give a shout out. This is pretty late into the episode to do so. I meant to do this at the beginning. We have a new patron, and I want to give a shout out to him.
Yeah, awesome.
I'm super excited. Justin Dash.
That's a great name. That sounds like a wrestler name or like a superhero name.
Right. Hi, Justin Dash. Thank you for becoming a patron. We will have to start putting out more Patreon exclusive content. It'd be fun. Well, since we're so used to live streams, I was like, oh man, we should do some like Patreon exclusive live streams. That'd be fun.
Yeah, we should. Yeah.
But I'm like, but we're doing weekly live streams. Like, where are we gonna put this in?
How's that a perk?
Hey, patrons, you want to watch me play Skyrim?
Well, patrons, go ahead and let us know what you think of that. Like, it probably wouldn't be a thing where we did it.
Maybe like a monthly live stream or something. Yeah. Yeah. Or just kick it.
Yeah.
Kick it. But yeah, thank you and welcome. Don't leave next month like the last one did. You can leave whenever you want. I shouldn't have said
that. It only hurts us.
In our hearts.
In our hearts, yeah.
All right. What else? I guess we could think about wrapping this up. I don't have anything else to cover. I think that's all the news stories I had set aside. Yep.
Yeah, nothing else comes to mind. So
Batman's gonna get the biggest evolution since 1939.
I mean, that's the main thing, and we're finally gonna get you guys. You had hope, and you're gonna get it. You're gonna get the Snyder Cut. It's real.
That's so bizarre. Still. All right. Well, hey. Thanks for watching, everybody. Jesse, you got anything interesting coming up? You got some megas.
I mean, I'm reading mini comics over on the Mega podcast. I think we did a episode 2 weeks ago. Maybe it's 3 weeks ago now. So I don't think that the audio episode of that has dropped, but you can go to the Make Eternia Great Again Facebook page and check out the live stream of that. It was a lot of fun. We did a drink and draw. Did a drink and draw with a bunch of local artists recently. That's the most recent thing, and that was a lot of fun. Actually, Axton joined us on that. So you had all of Tank Zombie Studios, which like that only happens at conventions anymore. So
it's a rarity.
Yeah, it was super cool actually.
Yeah, so. I watched. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Axton won't listen to this, but I got some enjoyment out of his struggles on that first picture. He was having a real hard time.
I love how it turned out. Like he's like wadded up into a ball, and then he made like a super stylized, funky looking Batman. It was
cool.
Fun. Yeah.
So not totally confirmed because who knows, but next Friday I'm looking to do a live stream with Jasper.
Excellent.
I can't click the link, man.
I'm assuming it's la la.
on my screen. I can't click in the interface that I use for StreamYard. That link will do no good. It'll show it on the screen, and you know what? No. But I can't visit the link right now. I'm doing a podcast. He's all the time sending me messages while I'm live streaming, which is fine. Like I could check him later, but my first thought is like, I'm doing something. What are you doing? But anyway, so Jasper and maybe Joel, if I don't know Joel's schedule.
Oh, sweet.
I want to do a live stream and we're gonna talk some video game stuff because those guys are all into the video games. Yeah. And after last week's episode, sometime later, Jasper messaged me. He's like, as soon as it went to video games, Jesse and Melanie went crickets. I was like, well, it's not their thing. You know, it's not really their thing. At least like
it's got to be
video game events.
Games. Yeah. If you guys talk about a game that I know, then
right.
Sure. I'll have things to say, but I don't, there's some games that just haven't played at all.
Like we were talking like modern gaming news a little bit and stuff like that. And that's not your guys' thing.
Right.
Oddly enough, I'm much more up on the modern gaming news than I am on modern games.
Right.
Skyrim, it's like 7 years old. So, you know.
Sure.
But so I was like, and GCU's still kind of everything's on a break. GCU's still on a break. So I was like, well, let's do a live stream. Let's just chat about some video game stuff. Plus, that's probably the most appropriate podcast content for Twitch. So I was like, well, we'll hit Twitch up on that too, because
that's smart.
Right. So yeah, not tomorrow, but next Friday, hopefully it'll happen. Who knows with schedules, people still working. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that if we can do it. It'll probably be, I don't know, it'll be afternoon or evening sometime. I feel like I ranted on Paul a little bit.
He knows that the sodium fuels you.
I assume he sends me links when he's thinking about it so he doesn't forget, and that's fine. That's fine. The sodium. I run on sodium. My doctor's probably very upset about it. You need to stop that.
He's like, I've told you, Randy.
I told you. Otherwise, hey, Twitch. Yeah, this week, maybe this weekend it'll be different, but if work isn't too hectic, I'll be streaming tomorrow around 3 p.m. Central Time. Just do more Skyrim. I've been meaning to play more games, but I'm really into the Skyrim right now, so let's do that.
Yeah.
This weekend,
I want to see you dive into Minecraft and totally not get the culture of Twitch Minecraft. I don't get it. I'm not claiming I would get it at all, but I think that would be the funny part, is like to go into Minecraft, Twitch it, and not cover any of the stuff that people are used to. Like,
I worry about that in general. Like, yeah, no, there's some game. Well, sometimes I'll look through the list of the most popular games and I'm like, I ain't playing that. I'm not playing any of these games.
Sure.
So, that's out. Because I know that's the thing. Like, if you want to, get followers, you got to play the popular games. It's like, well, I'm not playing those games though.
Right.
I'm gonna play me some Skyrim, or I want to try. My worry is with new games. Like I bought and installed Witcher 3.
Uh-huh.
I have Max Payne, or not Max Payne. Oh, I have that too. But Mad Max. Those are open world games for whatever reason. Even though maybe they're more boring, but just streaming an open world game seems appealing to me. My concern is I'll start playing and I'll just suck at the game so bad.
Oh, right.
Like, just not be any good.
Pretty proficient at. So, yeah.
Tony Hawk needs to hurry up and come out.
Yeah.
I'll buy that. I'll buy it. I'll stream that, which probably means I'll have to turn the music down, but I'll stream that. And that's like the one game that I'm actually good at. So, hey. Twitch.tv/Grawlix podcast if you're watching on Facebook. Hey, Facebook.com/Grawlix podcast if you're watching on Twitch. And YouTube.com/Grawlix podcast if you're watching on either.
And for everything else, it's GrawlixPodcast.com.
Right. Have a good evening, everybody. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining us in the chat. That's what makes these so fun. It really is. And the Snyder Cut is real. You just have to believe and invest $20 million.
That's it. That's all. Just a little bit.
And a pandemic.
Because
otherwise,
other content being created, so you already have a vacuum.
Right.
It took this much. It took this much to make it happen. But
it only took $20 million, a global pandemic, and like 3 to 4 years of constant internet pressure.
Yeah. But you did it.
It only took one of those things to change Sonic.
And that's true.
I hear you might like Valorant. Okay. Here's the thing with games. Is it a first-person shooter? I'm out. I'm not interested. I'm not good at first-person shooters. I'll play some games that have the Fallout. It has a strong first-person shooter element to it. But like, if that's the key focus of the game, and I'm not saying it is with Valorant, I don't know. It's not my thing. I'm not very good at them, for one. And as much as I enjoy games like Mortal Kombat and stuff, and the fact that like all games are still go around and kill these things, kill people, kill these monsters, like I don't like the blatantly obvious murder simulators.
Right.
Not my thing. You keep your Call of Duties and your
You said duties.
Medal of Honors. The kids still play Medal of Honor.
I'm pretty sure.
That's the last like serious first-person shooter series I actually put any time into. That's like PlayStation 1 era.
Yeah. But Call of Duty, man, it's a game. It just it hangs in.
It won't die. It keeps
No.
coming back.
Like esports leagues for it. It's crazy. I don't get it.
And I forgot the super popular one, Fortnite. That's the one. That's the one.
Is that one still going? I know
kids
still play it, but I don't know if they're still making seasons or what.
Oh yeah, it's up there. It's super popular still. It's murder simulator, but it's quirky and cartoony and cute. The kid,
it's your Demolition Man style murder.
It's murder for your children.
Okay.
It's murder, but they dance while they do it.
They dance afterwards. Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean to sound that way. Hey, we got, you know what? We're not signing off just yet. I don't mean to sign. Hello.
Hi.
Whoa.
Say, I just woke up from an awesome nap, man. Sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I didn't mean to miss it.
It's not a problem. I knew you were going to take a nap. I figured that might be where you were. I was just saying how like I disapprove of violence in video games, but I don't disapprove of violent video games.
Right.
All the games I play, you know what? Tony Hawk, nobody kills nobody.
Mm-hmm.
The pavement might kill your face.
Now Millie's here. I can show her the Grawlix slapper from our good friend Pete Mitchell.
I love that.
Right?
Awesome. Yeah. I like it.
Silly superhero from that Kickstarter.
I like it a lot.
Melanie.
Yeah.
What should wait? Okay, first let's get Melanie's reactions to some of this.
Oh yeah.
Justice League Snyder Cut. It's real. It's happening. HBO or Warner Brothers is putting $20 million in to finish it, and it's going to be streaming exclusively on HBO Max. What do you think?
That's a waste of money.
Yeah, that's what. Who said that? Paul or somebody said it was a waste of money. Andrew.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. The lead star of the Batwoman CW series has left the series. Okay, that's about my feelings on it. The Simpsons on Disney Plus will finally stream in its original aspect ratio. No more cropping it in or stretching it out.
That's good. So you can see everything.
Exactly. Looks like Netflix apparently edited some of Back to the Future, a scene from Back to the Future 2 that had pictures of like porno magazine. I don't know that it had nudity, but Netflix edited Back to the Future 2
for taste.
Taste and flavor. No, I don't know. Yeah. No. Unconfirmed.
I don't really have any feelings about that. I mean, if it's like, you know, stuff that's insensitive because that was just the 80s, I kind of understand. But if it's like, you know, I'm going to change all their guns to walkies, that's not really okay either. So I don't know. I guess I'd have to see what it was first. If it was just a giant magazine that said like a bad word.
It was just ooh la la.
Ooh la la.
I remember that. I remember that from the movie. I remember him going ooh la la.
Well, apparently on Netflix that scene has obvious janky edits.
Oh, well, if they're janky, then that definitely not.
I'm kind of surprised by your reaction, but you bring up an interesting point about like not you know Back to the Future necessarily, but like 80s comedies.
Mm-hmm.
There's some tasteless stuff in those that would not fly now.
Right.
Do you just not carry those movies, or do you try to edit the more like rapey jokes and stuff?
This one though is that it's not that, you know, like,
right.
Like I can see that if you're like editing an old copy of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure or something because they throw some homophobic slurs in there.
Right.
You know, like I can see that kind of an edit, but this was like 50. Yeah. Like it's 50s porn. It was wholesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paul says it was classy French porn.
Well, maybe they're being racist against the French, and that's wrong.
Maybe.
Ooh, maybe that's it. It's
okay.
political.
The Batman's Jeffrey Wright, who was, what's his name? He's in Westworld. He's one of the key characters.
Okay.
Melanie, do you remember his name in Westworld? He was also in that movie we watched, Hold the Dark or something. Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark.
The guy that I used to work with.
What? No.
The guy that is not the guy that looks like the guy I used to work with.
I mean, I don't have that frame of reference for him.
Well, you would know because I told you like every time he's on everything that looks like the guy that I used to work with. I think it is that guy.
Here. It's this guy.
Yes, that's the guy that looks like the guy I used to work with.
Okay. Well, here's the story for you to react to. He says, I won't quote him exactly. I'll boil it down. He's in the movie or whatever, the new Batman movie.
Okay.
And he says what they're doing is they're trying to create a mood, to create an idea, a setting, a tone. This is the next evolution since 1939 when these stories began.
Ooh, that's big talk right there. I don't know.
Right. That was my reaction too. Like, that's quite a boast.
Yeah.
1939, Batman was out on the scene, and then nothing till 2020, whenever this comes out.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to see it, and like I said, that's a big boast. So.
And then this isn't really a reaction thing. This is just kind of a okay. Scott Pilgrim versus the World will return to theaters for its 10th anniversary in August, most likely.
Okay.
But that did create a bigger conversation about that. Honestly, tied into like half these stories was basically like studios are not making movies, so they have nothing to show. So we're gonna get more like 10th anniversary of this or 40th anniversary of Star Wars or whatever.
Well,
re-releases.
Disney's taking everything over anyway, so everything's going to be in a vault for 20 years, and then it's going to be like oh my goodness, look at this.
That, you know what? Disney's been planning for this for years. In fact, they're behind it.
Probably.
They already had those the Baby Yoda face masks. They had those made before, I bet.
You know, they have that. They have those little islands that you're not allowed to go to. Who knows what they do there?
Ooh. They make movies during the pandemic.
It's like Fight Island.
Yeah.
Fight Island, yeah.
What's that? I heard about that. Have you guys heard anything about it?
It was funny. It was funny. Was it Oliver? He was like, you missed out. Why not just call it UFC? I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Only because I love that kind of joke.
It seems appropriate. Yeah.
Terrible human being. Yeah.
Brand for you.
You know what? I actually watched an episode of the Marble League.
Do you watch the Marble League?
I did.
Was it good?
It was pretty good. The Cat's Eyes were doing great.
Competitive marble racing.
That's awesome.
That's pretty good. Oh, I did want to ask you, because we talked a little bit about stuff we watched at the beginning of the episode, as we've been doing lately.
Yeah.
And Savannah said she made you watch an episode of What We Do in the Shadows.
Was
it good?
It was pretty good.
Okay.
The energy vampire is the most perfect thing.
Savannah commented in previous episodes about the energy vampire. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
You do. You have to.
And what do you think of Hereditary?
I thought at first that it was just going to be like a straightforward kind of psychological thing, and then later I was like, oh no, it's something more.
Right.
It's more than this.
Okay, and then the final thing is, how do I phrase this? Dr. Manhattan, maybe not the best character, pretty good boyfriend. Agree? Strongly agree to disagree.
Wait, what? No. No.
I alluded to an argument that you and I got into about the Watchmen, but no, basically all I said was Watchmen was pretty good. Dr. Manhattan is not a super bright character, but the show was really good.
He's not a good boyfriend.
We don't have to get into it. I didn't tell
Okay.
him anything about it. Just that we got into a,
He
little
was
bit
a
of
bad boyfriend in the first Watchmen.
He's a bad boyfriend, period.
He's not okay. He's not great. He's not great.
No.
Did you like the series?
I did. I think I liked the Ozymandias stuff the most
Mm-hmm.
because it was just ridiculous and wonderful. But
Right. It
that's
is.
it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
It is an interesting mix of like not goofy, but like almost whimsical and like brutal, depressing racism storyline, whimsy, and somehow it like works.
yeah, it does.
It's super interesting show.
It is. I liked it. I'm really sad that they're not doing another season. Actually,
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Or maybe they'll do. Maybe they will, and it'll just be something completely different, which would seem to suit them also.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
But anyway.
Okay. Well, we were kind of wrapping up the episode. So, Melanie, do you have anything that people should be amazed about?
I'm sure I do. Can I have a minute to look?
Of course.
Okay.
Oh,
you know what? Can you do? There's actually a couple different things, but there's one that I really want to do. That I want to find a picture though, or maybe you can find a picture and show it. It's they think they caught footage of a planet forming, and it's beautiful.
Oh, I remember you posted that.
Yeah, and I like that a lot. I mean, there's some other stuff too, but I need to research that a little more before I can talk about it. But this one is just what it is, and it looks like a freaking rose on fire. It's so pretty.
Here, let me pull this up. I'm looking at NBCnews.com right now.
Yeah, look at that. How cool is that?
That is pretty awesome. And it made me think of like
Doctor
Who. Before you said that about the rose, I was like, it's like a time vortex. Because everything relates to Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to sound.
1968.
This is not gonna show it, is it? Okay. I don't know what this is.
Let's just
yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, there's the picture though. Yeah, that's very cool.
There is some video, but it's basically just them zooming in and then zooming in and then zooming in. So it's not, the video of it is not exciting. It's basically. But yeah, how cool is that?
Super cool.
It looks
beautiful.
like a fetus.
Does it?
A little bit. It's a baby planet.
It is. Or well, we don't actually know that for sure, but they're pretty sure.
It's Dr. Manhattan.
It's a wet carpet rebirth.
Wow, that's a callback.
No, that's way back.
Man, I have a feeling there's the very few like hardcore listeners that'll really remember that.
I know. It was for us.
It was originally for a pre-show anyway, so.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Oh, yeah, that's even more deep cut.
Referencing it even in the real show, I think. Maybe.
We used to do that all the time. We'd come up with things in pre-shows, which are our Patreon exclusive episodes, and then reference them in the regular show. It's kind of a rude thing to do. That's very inaccessible.
Right.
It's accessible for $1. I wouldn't call that inaccessible.
That's true. It's only $1. You can get in on all these jokes.
Is it worth a pack of gum? Because that's all we're asking. Pack of gum.
Pack of gum a day.
So if I dip my potato in Totino's creamy spinach dip, does that make it healthier than if I smothered it in, like sour cream and butter or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's got spinach.
Yeah.
Remember?
Because of the spinach, yeah.
If it's got spinach, it's automatically healthier.
Because that's what I'm doing.
Oh man. Oh, one other comment I wanted to say is real quick on, I don't know why even the Watchmen series can't get away from Dr. Manhattan's junk. And there's even a couple comments about it in the show, which was amusing. And at one point we're watching it. It's one of the later episodes in the series. And Melanie's like, God, do they have it? Does it have to be like right there? Do they have to like zoom in on it?
Apparently.
Anyway. All right, so it's annoying.
That's why they give you loincloths, okay? It's because I don't want to have to, excuse my language, I don't want to have to have my peripheral vision be distracted constantly.
I can't focus on the serious tones of the show with that blue man's junk.
Yes.
All right. Okay, well let's wrap this up. Thanks once again, everybody, for checking us out, watching, chatting us up, and all that. It's a beacon of hope. Is that in reference to? Is that a new? Is that Dr. Manhattan reference? Is a beacon of hope? Beacon of hope. I mean,
it's CGI, so it's a new hope.
Yeah. All right.
It's a blue hope.
All right. Bye, everybody. Have a good evening. Have a good weekend and all that.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.